Cheers, everyone. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Sundazed and Confused. This is number 128. As always, my wonderful, beautiful wife, Crispy Wannabe, is here beside me.
Oh, Smart Poker, you're so sweet. Cheers, everybody. Happy Sundays. Hello, Emmett Otter, first in the house today. Second, Sevens, Dr. Leave Me Alone. It's nice to see you, Artman. Okay, Jace, Guerrero Grows. Awesome homies in the house. It's good to have everybody here. Smart is going to pin the link.
I'm trying.
He's trying. We'll give him a minute.
There we go.
We only smoked one joint today. We're about to fire up again.
And this is Stacy.
And I think that's what he's having a little trouble, but we're going to get that link pinned.
All right.
And if you want to come on and show your garden or hang out,
smoke a joint,
shoot the breeze,
pick a topic we can get into. Anybody have any topics lately? I've seen some hornworms. I figured pest. I see we got our little our plants doing some wild stuff. Something was chewing on it. It looked like. There's Artman.
Artman's got something. Ooh, he's got his buckhorn ready.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. There's a name I haven't seen in quite a long time. Green 13. Cheers, Green 13. What a cool sighting today.
Yeah, nice to see you indeed.
My camera's backwards.
Green 13 is always a joy to see on shows and to watch check out his grows and shit like that. So it's nice when you haven't heard of a name or seen a name around in a little while and they come back.
Yeah. Okay, Jace coming in hot.
Cheers, Dr. Nova, Green Table, Guerrero.
Noob. It's awesome to have everybody. Decoy Bacon. Oh, yeah. It's nice to see your plants, Artman, and OK Jace.
Sunday's Lights On Day.
Yes, I love the Sunday's Lights On Day.
Best day for us.
Hey, Jace.
What's going on?
Not much. Smile.
How's the mini split treating you?
Oh, wonderful. It's beautiful. I love it. It's averaging about 74 when I wake up. So it's a hell of a lot better than 86, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. What a nice statement from a cool person. Bernie Broke, you guys are the best. I don't know about that. We try real hard. I think that counts for something. We care.
Yeah, we try. Yeah.
We've had some success, and as well as everyone else, failures. We love growing in cocoa. I like the speed of it, man. I like the speed in which my plant grows versus growing in the soil.
Likes the control over the plant too. I think that he gets and grows with
I agree with that. You brought up, we lost Jace's picture. We'll give people some time to trickle in here, and then maybe we'll do the.
Yeah, we'll do because we got some awesome plants to see.
We was talking on the other show. I was at a different show this morning, and I seen some people talking about a few things. And I always hate to bite off someone's show, but this is where I get a lot of these ideas. I figure out what people are talking about in the community, and I realized today that we go over a lot of the same topics. And I think some of us have been doing this growing for a long time and doing shows for multiple years. We keep looking further and further down the rabbit hole. I think sometimes it's inevitable that we back up and go over basic shit. You know what I mean? Like on a consistent basis, especially if you have new people coming. That's one thing we don't get a lot of is new people coming in, like new growers, like some of the other channels. And I always worry about creating a clique, if you will. That's easy to do. It's kind of like human nature. All the same people show up to the same show. But I don't think in any way any of us are of the mindset that we try to alienate a new grower or someone who's making mistakes or having problems or anything like that. So I don't really see. I think it's just YouTube doesn't really share us.
Everybody gets mad at Smart. They like to shadow ban you.
Yeah, man. Anytime weed's involved.
Hey, collaboration, right? If over competition, we all win. I think that's important too, just going over and being on each other's sides, because, Smart and I are no stranger to the pains of shit going wrong, environmentals going haywire, is scheduling, and just to have someone here and taking care of the plants. Sometimes that can be a juggle. But you guys don't know you understand, Art Man, getting a new mini split, how now your environmental controls aren't as going to be as tough for you. You can really hone in your skill set when you got your shit firing on all cylinders.
It sure does help.
It does help.
Temperature's always been one of my worst things, of course. I mean, you saw my last harvest, all those damn foxtails. So
it was
anyway,
it was the temperature that got you, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. I got it now.
Well, you can definitely tell, like you said, just having it, your environment, your grow dialed in real tight, because this is only my third grow, and I've seen huge improvements from each one to the next, between having a better control of the environment and the watering and all that, just getting a better product and keep continuing to improve. So I still consider myself a new grower. I mean, I had a lot of experience out at that commercial grow I worked at, but I wasn't in charge of the harvest per se. You had a lot of help on here with you guys, and I'm not one of those guys that says I know everything. You know what I mean? I got a lot to learn. I think we all do.
Well, I saw the pictures you put on Instagram, and that bud was impressive as hell, buddy. That thing was amazing. That thing is huge. What was that again? What cultivar?
That was Blue Dream. Yeah, it's as big as that Coke can, that monster I had there. That thing's getting fat as hell.
Looks great. Yeah, it looks fantastic. So you're self-deprecating, but you're doing great. So there you go.
Hoping I don't get butter out. I don't think I will. I've got real good air going on, and humidity's been really good, so I think I'll be okay.
What's your humidity? Yeah,
you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna no bud rot for that Blue Dream, but man, that's one of the reasons I like her. She gets so big, and I like the buzz. I like the flavor.
I'm gonna toot my own horn here and say, if you remember, Jace, when all your plants first set buds, I told you that Blue Dream has the look of a monster. She had them tops that were just, I don't know what it is. I think you guys understand. When you see that look when they first start setting buds, you just kind of can see how it's going to develop. And that one had the look. Like my wife says, the Blue Dream's I think that's a yielder for everybody.
I think so, because for one thing, the Blue Dream was really good to us when we were new growers and didn't know anything. She took so much abuse out of just us not knowing, thinking we were doing something right when we were doing something horribly wrong to her. She showed no signs. Now, the other plants that she was growing with all were looking real bad. We may have even lost one or two of them because we didn't know, but she really survived. She survived. She took the abuse. She was great smoke. I love her for many reasons. She's one of my favorite strains. That and a Silver Haze we grew way back in the day. Another one of my favorites.
I think it was a shining Silver Haze or something that was labeled as.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
Super Silver Haze.
Super Silver Haze.
Yeah. It was so we're talking about Art Man's mini split. We got OK Jace warding off the botrytis demons over here. So that comes to a good convergence there of VPD, which is one thing I heard that came up earlier when I was having some conversations this morning. And I thought that it was important to kind of maybe tell people how I understand VPD, because you guys know that I don't have no college degree or nothing, but this is how I understand it. So the VPD is simply a measurement of how thirsty the air is for water, or how much water it's currently holding or can hold. And I think it's important that people understand that, because I've seen people, they're setting up their grows to get mold, but their VPD is right, or it's a little bit off. And I try to explain to them that the VPD chart is like already the plant doesn't grow the best at the flowering temperatures and shit that we run and humidity that we run. We do that to avoid mold. Your plant would probably actually grow best at like 68% humidity and 83 degrees or something, but that's just a vector for mold. So this is a known and understood loss during the flowering development, which we don't all see that as a loss. We all get great buds. But I think if you get down to brass tacks, it comes out to this. I can give you numbers that will create a good VPD on that chart, but you have the potentiality to get mold or other things happening, So I think it's important to separate one from the other. VPD is good to know, but it's not the end all say all in your environmental controls.
100% agree with you on that one. It's a good guide to go off of too, to help you transition through the stages of life of your plant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most VPD charts already assume a 2 degree leaf surface temperature difference than the air around it, and there's something, it's all factored in. So they don't recommend us to be where we should be because we're trying to mitigate mold. And there were a couple other things that came up, and some of them are, hey, seed person one is on vacation, Tal. He's
in Florida.
He's in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to mention, I'll put the link to his Instagram. He was drinking a can of soda or whatever, seltzer or whatever, with the THC in it, and I thought that was pretty cool. He had to drink like 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember what he stated, but I thought that's pretty awesome. Being in Florida, drinking a cannabis drink, you just buy one and drink it. That's cool. I can't wait for Pennsylvania to get behind that one.
Here's a good one here, and I gotta say, first of all, Bonsai made a post, and I hope everybody goes and checks it. It's actually 2 parts, and it's about when he was on here last week, he kept cutting out, and he didn't realize how bad it was happening. We didn't want to scream, hey, you're cutting out. We kind of wanted to get what we could, I guess, because it was a wonderful tour.
Wonderful garden tour.
So I think what happened, Bonsai, is your phone was switching back and forth. Someone told me this, switching back and forth between cellular and Wi-Fi, and they said that the way to stop that, and you might know more about this than me, and you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, I already know that, but I guess if you pick one and shut the other one off, it's all good. But as far as this statement here, VPD, from what I understand, isn't just about how thirsty air is per se. From what I found, it's also about how much atmospheric pressure is being applied to the plant. Now, I'm going to say that I don't think that's the case, especially indoors. Atmospheric pressure is read on a barometer, and that's based on how much atmosphere is above you, correct? So changing the VPD would make the air maybe a little heavier, but with a ton exhausting and have a negative pressure and shit, I think the more important factor there is how thirsty the air is. But if we want to get down to science and really dig into that, I would love to know, if it changes the barometer in there or something.
Well, I just know, as far as VPD, you want to lower VPD for your clone to veg state, because basically you're putting more pressure. Higher VPD will put more pressure on your plant to uptake nutrients and stuff through the roots. So when your plant's underdeveloped in a younger stage, you want to lower VPD.
Yes. A higher VPD in my mind is just a drier air. A lower VPD is more moist. More moisture I put in on my little plants, the less that they have to, try to, they don't try to work as hard, so like you're saying, your clones and your cuttings, they won't have to work as hard and they won't be trying to transpire, That's like an intentional choke out almost. You're just choking them off a little bit so they don't work real hard. What's up, Asanai? Looking good, brother. Hey, happy birthday, Cheers. Man. I saw your birthday post and I totally missed. I thought you were saying that you was at somebody else's birthday party. And then when I went back, everybody's telling him happy birthday.
Oh, you were?
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
It was my wife's birthday.
Oh,
All
what's
right,
going
it was
on?
your
It was
wife's
right.
birthday.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Mrs. Ice and I.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Miss Austin.
I did tag her in the post and that. So although she doesn't really post anything or anything like that. But yeah, she's real. I'm not going to cook tea, so if you want, I'll just quickly just show you what I just got hanging up there, so I can concentrate on my grub. But yeah, this is some mac and crack cross. Oh no, it is. Yeah, mac and crack. That's what it is. This is some of that red Kachina. This is another mac and crack. This is more of the red Kachina.
Those are nice.
This is a blue Moby. Not too sure about that one.
Hey, Asanai, did I see you washing them plants, man?
Only the ones that had quite a bit of damage on, so about half of it.
Okay.
This is another one of the red Kachinas. This is the one that looked a bit more landracey. This one here, you can see the difference between the.
I do see it.
The structure. And then you got the other one. And you got the big fat top.
I have built an image. You know, let's hold on. That's funny that he mentions that. I never really realized it, but when he says land race, I actually have like an image in my mind or like certain qualities that a plant would have that would indicate that. And I don't really know where they come from, except for maybe just seeing people call this is a land race, and seeing the same kind of
it's this
leaf
sort of like
structure. And,
like these sort of not really well formed worked buds. Yeah, it looks, you know, it's a bit rough looking. That's the only way I can describe it. Is ropey.
That's exactly what it's a little bit spindly. The leaves seem a little bit more narrower, and like the way they're spaced about and everything, the plant, it does have and I never even thought about that until you just mentioned it. It had that look. Man, those look good.
These are the blood diamonds. They're just waiting. They're just they're on pause at the moment. They're
they ain't on pause. They look like they're on push the light up through the top.
Well, you can see what I mean there. They're still in these tiny little pots.
Yeah.
And they're probably about 2.5, 3 foot tall. So yeah.
But they're pretty woody, man. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty. It's not. Really,
these are probably got about 8 weeks on them now.
Yeah.
You know, I'll top these and I'll do some branching and whatnot before. But anyways, they're gonna, once I'm cleaned in here, I'm in the process. I left some little bits on here just to see whether they do anything. I'm gonna leave these another week to see what happens on these last little bits. Found a couple of seeds in it, so it's a bit of a bonus.
Oh man,
I love the color on that. She's beautiful. The frost.
I'm just gonna let this fade out, you know, and see if I can get it to senesce right back on it. You know, see what happens. But anyways, we have a bit of a clear. Get rid of this one. Get rid of them 3 at the side there. Concentrate on 4 in the center here. Have a big old clean out and everything, and then I'll do a little bit of I'll probably do another couple of weeks of edging here when I'll bring these in, flatten them down, top them, and everything else, and yeah, hopefully I'll fill this room up.
Right on.
Right, that's me done. We're gonna kick back, listen to the rest of you whilst I cook my tea.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and giving us the update, man.
I'm still going to be here.
Hang out and see the other tours. That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to
all this eye candy. I love seeing the tours.
I can't wait to see the other.
See how the gardens are doing.
I know. I was waiting for some people to trickle in here. I figured that like 12:30 we could run through the two gardens, and us and I seemed like he wanted to get his on so he could relax. So I guess I owe an apology to Artman and Jace because I like to go in order, and today I didn't do that.
No worries.
It's my apologies. I just jumped the gun. I thought I'd take a little bit of a liberty because I'm starving.
Yeah.
Hey, no big deal.
I like to think that this show is more like organically just go with the flow. I'd like to think we all understand. And,
yeah.
You know, you should be excited about those plants and want to show them. And we appreciate you, Artman and OK Jace. You're always cool about, you know,
showing us your shit,
checking, you know, letting us get to you, and more people trickle in. They get that's good luck for them. They get to see your stuff, and they may have missed it. If
some people might have a time crunch, isn't that that's when you got?
Yeah, that's when you got to speak up and tell us, hey, I'm here to show your garden.
But I got a little
great. Absolutely.
I can't wait to see that.
But we're dying to see who. So Artman, you want to go?
Oh yeah, sure.
And XYZ is coming in, so he will get the joy of witnessing your garden tour too. See?
Okay.
So we might pass you later to.
Put him on the big
screen. Yeah, we'll get you on the big screen.
Of course, these two are flow. G. I'm not gonna flower. I'm just gonna keep the genetics, but I'm not gonna flower it next time either. As far as the flower room goes.
I got you. It's nice just to be able to keep it on the back burner, man. You know, and keep it little and keep taking cuts.
These are Bambalam. A little bit of roots there.
Oh, yeah.
That's ready to go. Yeah, both of them are ready to transplant. I'll cull one of those flow and then put that in there. So, okay, get in here now. If I freeze up, let me know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I love that. That thing is so cool.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
So sexy.
I told the wife if it were legal, I'd marry it. She just laughs at me. I've said that about a few things. The new light too. So
it doesn't have the right port there, Chief.
Seems like that wife would be pretty chill.
Oh my goodness. That's gold.
Oh my God. I'm sorry I created that monster, and I apologize to chat. This is the golden slurricane from Puffy. He's doing really good. Still got 4 weeks. So these are going to be quite large.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking real good. Ooh, man, my side is really cold. Yeah, she's looking really good, though. Still kind of thick down there. Really filled in again. I scalped the hell out of it, too. And this here is the Bambalam. We'll start way back there. And she's coming up nicely, too.
Oh, yeah.
That smell is wonderful. It's like, oh, my God. I can't even identify it, though. But, it's very unique.
That's the Fluff's Garden strain, right?
Yeah, this is Fluff's. Yeah. And this is the main stem there. And that thing is pulling on my scrog so much. But it's going to fill out all the way down.
I love that because, like, those are all going to be giant. Like, they're going to get fat and grow all up toward the light. I like how you have that trained, Artman. Good job. Bravo.
About my tallest. But the canopy, it's not a hemp with GG canopy, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's nothing like the last one.
Right.
Oh, it's beautiful. You did a great job.
So
it is. It's looking nice. I like it.
How many weeks since you flipped to flower?
It'll be 4 weeks.
They're on track, brother.
Halfway there.
Oh yeah, this is going to fill in really good. It is. Both of them are, but I think that the golden slurricane. I mean, I tried to tuck this one, and that thing is so stiff. I think I might have told you last week, but it's unbelievable how stiff these are. They're really thick. Well, you saw how long I had it in flower or in veg.
it was stout from day one, though, man. It was all tucked together and packed real tight, and it just the nodes. Look at that thing. It's like a
look at that monster.
Bing, bing, bing.
It's fat.
Fat
to
hold all that weight.
Lots of nodes. Yeah, it should be interesting. And I'm glad I got the mini split now because I can control the humidity better. Because this one's going to be a thick. It's going to be one of those you always worry about. But she's looking good.
Your plants are going to be so happy with that thing, man. You'll get peak production if you ask me. That was the only limiting factor you seem to run into over and over was your heat problem, or maybe the occasional line popping off. That's about it. That's the only problems he ever has, really.
Right. Yeah, that's about it. But hopefully that'll let me dial in the rest. Now I might actually pay attention to VPD instead of just struggling to control humidity. And I've never really paid attention to VPD because I'm just trying to keep the humidity down and the heat controlled. I really wasn't looking at the chart. I was just struggling to do the other. And ironically, though, last year when it was in August towards September was the hottest I'd had, and that was my best. No, it was the year before that. It was my best harvest when it was the hottest in the room. So, and that just blows me away there. But it's looking good though.
Yeah, I mean, like that goes to like what Smot was saying earlier too. Like the plants like a higher humidity, higher temperature, but we try to drop those because we don't want to get mold, and we're worried about like just other things that are going to go bad in those type of environments. And so you get to see that kind of in action.
Yeah, I mean, it would cool off at the end of the season when they were about to be harvested, especially in our zone 6 here. I don't know, I can't remember if it's zone 6A or B, but we're in zone 6, and if you're growing outside here, you would want to harvest it, October-ish, end of October, around Halloween. Everything would start to get close to the frost time. It would finish up.
But now, like, I feel like with like your stuff is getting all dialed in with that mini split, and like you said, you're going to pay attention to the VPT or the VPD. I'm sorry, vapor
pressure
deficit. Yeah. But you'll be able to, it's like being on cruise control and you get to take a look around you at the sights and take in scenery.
Yeah.
Like I would feel like it would have an extra element of chill. Pun intended. That's awesome. I love to see that. Your gardens, exactly. This is going to be amazing watching how this is like works and seeing it in live time. Yeah. And we're grateful to you, Art Man, for letting us be a part of that.
Well, I'm glad you guys let me come on and show it. I'd like to share.
Hell yeah. Hey, before we jump into Jace, because people are starting to trickle in now. I know everybody's salivating to get a look at those.
Oh, I know. That Blue Dream, I cannot. I want to see her up close.
I want to address our buddy Guerrero Grows here asked a question earlier, and it was, do you want your tent to be sucking in? And I'm not sure if he was asking somebody else in chat or if he wanted an answer to that. And I was just kind of curious. But to answer it, yes, you do want negative pressure. That's why people use a 6-inch exhaust and a 4-inch intake or whatever, smaller intake versus exhaust give you negative pressure. Now, this doesn't hold true. I think you probably know. In some greenhouses, they use positive pressure, and I think it keeps the pests out and shit. I've often asked why don't we use positive pressure, and rather than sucking stuff in like the bugs and shit, just kind of blow it out. But we have to get air into our tent. We have to get it out. So it's going to suck in real bad. So we build a PVC pipes that go right around the middle of our tent that keep it from collapsing in and pulling our plant colas in, because that's where I always got mold. My plants would fall out to the tent walls, and it seemed like that's a lot of times that's where we'd find some mold. And yeah, so it's important that you have negative pressure and you're exhausting that air. And I like to, and I think most people exhaust from the top so that you're pulling that hot, stale air coming off your light out, drawing the cool, fresh air in from the floor that's full of CO2. And yeah, so there's a question. Why don't we do it in reverse?
Well, I think if you're controlling your environment internally inside the tent, then you could. But if you're conditioning the air in your lung room, then you want to pull it through, like you said, and have that negative pressure.
Why couldn't you push it in?
You can push it in, but what will happen is if you run in a carbon filter, that will become useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Good point. See, we worked that all the way through, and now I feel stupid. That's exactly why it wouldn't work. Well, wait, you could, yeah, because you'd have no way of you couldn't, huh?
No, your positive pressure on your tank, the air would leak out any hole it could find instead of going through the carbon filter.
See that? I feel stupid now. That's a very obvious answer. There you go.
Well, that's why I don't put my filter outside the tent. I mean, I could get some more room up there at the top, but I like the filter inside because to get rid of the odor coming out. I don't want neighbors walking by thinking, man, that guy's got a weed farm inside his house.
I don't think that you should feel stupid about that, Smart, because sometimes we're stoners and we need to hear it a couple times and walk through things because we just simply had a momentary lapse.
I'll say this.
It happens.
My wife will agree to this. Always go really big on your exhaust. So I went with a 4x4 tent, 16 square foot. We put a 6-inch exhaust and a 4-inch intake. And now they're about 4 or 5 years old. Or no, they're only about 3 years old. We bought those brand new from the ACs, Infinity. And I don't like, by the time you put a sock filter on it.
They are 4 years old because we bought them during COVID.
Yeah, okay.
So
by the time you put a sock filter on there and you put on your carbon filter, because you don't want to draw a bunch of dirt into your fan. They're a son of a bitch to
they
clean,
stuck
man.
to clean.
So
trust me on that.
Put a sock filter on there. It really kills down your CFMs. So if I had to do it over again, people might think I'm little bit odd for this, but I would go with like a 6-inch intake and an 8-inch exhaust. That way I could actually run it on like 3 and still get what I get. Because right now I have to a lot of times run it on 10, even if, or like 7, even if it's loud. And even if I have my lung room's perfect condition, if I have a perfect lung room, I still have to run it on 7 to create that environment in the tent that I want, So I would go much larger, spend a few extra bucks. You'll have capabilities there that run it on 1 or 2. And if you get in a real shit jam, you can crank it to 10 and you're cycling the air every half second, man, Yeah. But that's the thing.
Your tent will suck in. It'll break your PVC poles. It'll just go. It'll look like.
You don't want it to go too big, right?
Put some brakes in there.
When you talk about fans, I think that the fans that we're all being led into at the moment with these inline fans like the AC Infinities with the humidity sensors and that, I don't personally rate them at all. I prefer the more of the metal cans, the round ones like the RVKs. I think they call them is it Cyclone fans or what's the other, Vortex? They're just way more powerful. You can stick a filter on the end of them, and it hardly dents the CFMs because they've just got that much girth on them. I've got a 6-inch Vortex fan or Cyclone fan up in my attic, and that will pull my door. If I have a door, that'll pull my door. So
well,
when I'm looking for.
And when I open it, it goes like a seal, air seal.
Well, that's probably that's a centrifugal fan, not centrifugal, but that's a centrifuge fan.
It's over 10 years old as well, and it's still it's on 24/7, and it just kicks ass.
That's awesome because you get the longevity of it. That was like one avenue we were thinking, like if we would have gone bigger, or like Smart said, everything's working less and you're more efficient. And one thing, like to any new grower or anybody that's not doing that, this Smart like understated the value of those filters, because you got to get in there and you got to create tools with like bent toothbrushes and Q-tips, and they're such a nightmare to clean those fans when, and you know they need cleaned after every single grow, and they probably should be taken down in the midst of the grow, cleaned and put back. But like, who wants to do that shit?
And check this out: if you're like my wife and I, and you stand in there blazing down a buckhorn while you're mixing newts.
We're bad.
Yeah, and then
don't do what we do.
I'm telling you, I had my air compressor at 100 psi and put the spray nozzle on the end of it, and it wouldn't even blast the shit off out of there, man. You have to literally physically get in there and rub it, you know. But
it made me think, like, this stuff's sticky. Is it like terps, like that congeal back onto the?
One thing
it's resin.
Don't go cheap on your fans, man. We put a lot of pressure on our fans and our exhaust fans and our little fans. You know, there's a new code in the building industry now. You would be surprised how many fires are started every year. I want to say it's like 400 or something every year, just by people who leave their bathroom because their exhaust fan and light is on one switch. They leave it on for the fan and just walk out, and it catches on fire. They're not meant to run for long periods of time like that. So they're making a code now where every fan installed in the bathroom has to come with like a timer of no more than 30 minutes. That's all for new home construction. But this just goes to show how, and if you've been around for a while on Instagram and different platforms, you've seen people that's had fires because of their fans. That's one of the things that was real big. Probably 4 years ago. Remember those? Who was that? Viva Sun fans or somebody's fans was causing fires left and right. The oscillating ones.
We don't want to put a brand name out there we're not sure of, and we can't.
So everybody should remember. If you've been around for a few years, I'm waiting for someone to write it in the chat. Remember them fans that were oscillating? They kept rubbing through. They was catching on fire. Was it Vivo Sun or somebody? But you got to go with the good shit, man. That's why I don't like oscillating fans.
Of this a fan company outright openly Ram fans. They're pumped and aimed at our market, our industry, or you know what we do. You'll see them in all the hydro shops. RAM is, you know, they're shit. Don't even waste your time with them.
I'll bash almost all. I've never had a fan that I appreciated. I'll say that right now. But the worst one was Secret Jarden Monkey fans. I bought 2 of them for $50 a pop, and
they did not last.
Within 2 months, when you tilted them down, it was like the fan blades kind of started to work their way off and hit the shield and stuff. I mean, they were horrible. They made clicking noises and shit. I had to throw them away after like 2 grows, man. They were horrible.
How to tell a quality fan? Pick it up and feel how heavy it is. The heavier it is, the more quality it is. And if you can, get a metal one. With metal frame, metal fans, or metal blades and everything in it, you know. But the heavier they are, generally it tends to, you know, when you pick up a fan, you're like, is there a fan inside that box? Is there actually one in there?
Yeah. We got to go get there's a good fan. Artman got a good fan.
Artman looks like he's got it.
Metal blades, man. Nice big copper wrap in the back. I like the old. You're muted, Artman, but I like the old fans.
Chop your finger off kind of fan.
Metal fan. Oh, that thing's powerful. It wasn't cheap either, but he's right. If you can get a metal one, do it.
Remember when you was a little kid and you'd go into like a garage with your folks or something, like to get tires changed or whatever? They'd have them big swooping ass metal fans in there. I mean, they were massive, dude. And they had like a 80-pound cast iron base, you know. And I always said if I ever had a massive room, those are the fans I'm buying. There's one right there.
One too.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Those are my favorite kind. You can tilt them straight up.
Exactly.
You get a thick canopy. You can.
Yep. That's what I got. Same kind.
I have plastic ones, man. Same. I got Walmart plastic ones. So here I am telling everybody, but I always check my fans every day. You know, I'm in there every day.
The one under my canopy is also a little metal fan. Now the Hurricanes, they are not metal. They have plastic housings. So
plastic blades, plastic everything. Yes. I got a Hurricane. I haven't used that thing in years. I should probably get
I've been running mine for a long time. I have no problem with them yet, so we're doing okay.
Yes. Lasco box fans are not great for grows. They just don't really stand up to the punishment. Plus, it's a high humidity environment, man. When we're in veg, we have a semi-high humidity constantly, and it's in there taking that beating.
It makes me curious of people that are in this industry, like AC Infinity, that are selling the public grow equipment, how their fans fare up to the market and how well they're going to, because they're in the business of growing and making the grow equipment, and they understand that we have humid environments. I think that goes into play too, and I wonder how their fans fare.
I'll tell you, I got 2 years on a couple of my fans. They still spin, but they will not oscillate to save their lives. They already chewed up their gears.
You know, we had Buddy Green 13 was on there earlier saying he's starting to grow in cocoa, and I was sitting here thinking about, I think he used to grow in soil, and there's a short punch list of things you might hear that I personally would recommend against when you're growing in cocoa. And some people tell you that swamp poker's a real idiot, but don't do heavy drybacks like you might do in soil. Keep it wet all the time, man. Always keep it wet. That's the nice thing, as you know, cocoa holds 100% of oxygen your plant needs, even at fill capacity. And so keeping it wet also gives you the control of salinity control. So the more you water, the more you know that you have a good nutrient element ratio, you have a good dissolved oxygen, and everything can continue on a nice, they like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I've seen some people, they had a real hard time, and this is not casting shade on anybody. Some people that's been growing in soil for like 20, 30 years, they try cocoa and it feels so wrong to them, you know?
Yeah, because
they're like, I got to dry it back.
You
and
know,
people do recommend that, but we're not one of them. You know?
I do got to say that if you're growing in cocoa and you need to understand it a little better, I recommend Dr. MJ Coco's book. And you can read that online for free at the Cocoa for Cannabis website.
Yeah.
All the information. He breaks it down into science.
I would say if you go back and look at any of our content of growing in cocoa, we've used his guidance to create those results. And I have to attribute all my good results to those basic principles that he's laid out. And it's not just I read them in a book, and now I'm telling you, we've been putting them into practice for over 5 years now on the cocoa, straight cocoa, and had some good results. Really love the veg times and things like that, and the control you get. I think another important aspect is the nutrient lineup that you pick. I would steer clear of any nutrient lineup that recommends a regular flushing as part of their regimen. This is often indicative of, I guess it's called like a poorly formulated nutrient lineup. And I think that's done so on purpose to keep costs down. And the way that they get around it is just by having you flush a lot. And so people say water, don't pay for water, this and that. It's hard to grow in cocoa in a lot of the communities that I see, because there is a massive amount of cocoa misinformation. And it's because people try to do organics, or they try to apply this from soil to that. And it's really not like that. I hope you do great, man. And I hope you get to find finer qualities of
another great
cocoa.
thing about the CFC website, I just want to say real quick, is there are a lot of journals, like Smart said, we've documented things over there, as well as many excellent and expert growers. So you can go check them out and see how those skills and things they learned applied into their grow and how they turned out. So I also want to say that I cannot wait to get the American One's autograph and a selfie with him. He doesn't mind, and I'm grateful that he won't mind when I ask for it.
I was afraid to ask. Yeah, I was afraid.
Can't wait.
We got to get to Jason. I got to look at these buds right here real quick, man.
So this is This is the Moranis grow, the 28-hour day grow. Finally got home and cleaned it up, and yeah, it's pretty frosty.
Nice.
And I was bitching about it not smelling that good. Now it smells really good. So it came out pretty good.
Nice.
It's great.
Glad to hear that.
It's great when some of them come back around, man. I've had some that I literally pretty much wrote off, man. And when we got out of all the rest of our other bud, I finally cracked those jars and was amazed at how much it had changed and how much enjoy it. It was such a nice thing. I'm like, oh wow. Don't I feel like that's something, that's one of those things you kind of like don't really know until it happens to you, you know, of how they can come back, man.
Yeah, I
say it's awesome, XYZ. We watched this, you know, through seed, through the whole experience. You know, it's been an awesome ride, and now to see it on
the pump failure,
freaking awesome.
Yeah, the pump failure. I've gone through and I'm redoing my whole system here. So we got my 2 risers. I'm going solar, so those are my solar batteries right there for that tank, and then my solar batteries for this one. I'm just trying it out, and then I'm playing with my solar because I've never done solar before. So I got my little solar cell out back, although that's way too small to run a whole grow right there. So don't think that I'm gonna run it off that small little thing, but I'm just trying to see like how well these work, how much power I'm gonna need, and all that happy horse malarkey.
I don't know anything about solar. I just know I recently learned that they're called photovoltaic cells, and I remembered that. And I told my wife, I said, you know, someday if technology's past as any indicator, someday we'll all be powering our houses with one little panel the size of like your laptop screen or something, you know, and that's all you need.
No, that's not going to happen. That's you can only get, if your solar cell was 100% efficient, it can only, in Arizona where it's super bright midday, the max you would ever get is 1,000 watts per square meter. So keep that in mind. It'll never ever get better. It'll never get better than that.
We'll get some cold fusion technology in the future, I would imagine. That's gonna make energy a lot more available. Maybe even some of the Tesla ideas will actually be released, and we'll have some of that, because there's lots more. You know, we've just been sold the line of green energy and wind and solar and everything else, but there are lots and lots more ways. Even the new battery tech coming out now, like sodium ion. You know, before it was lithium ion, and there's a limited supply, but sodium it's one of the most abundant elements on the planet. So if they start making batteries from that,
they're starting.
Here's a good question. Hey, I can see XYZ having a cold fusion box in his basement. Check me out, dog.
I can't make that happen, Captain. I don't think that we're going to see cold fusion. We can't even make hot fusion work yet. So it's going to be a couple thousand years, I imagine, for that.
I definitely could see you with like a Rosie robot going around doing chores and such.
Yes. That's what I mean.
A hand watering your garden.
No, damn it. I've spent too much money to avoid the Rosie robot on that deal.
Do you know the answer to this question on the screen?
Yeah, we get per square meter, like that solar cell I had out there, that's probably 19% efficient. So about anywhere from 150 watts to 200 watts per square meter. Some even get up to 300 watts. But those panels are really expensive, and that's what I'm gonna have to buy for my system out back, is those real expensive ones, because I only want 2 panels. Since I'm putting them on the ground, I don't want my whole backyard being a solar cell.
I was thinking putting them on. I put them on my roof, man.
It's kind of a shitty place to put them, though. Smart. How are you going to maintain them up there? They do need maintenance.
Someone else to do that, man. Don't they have a company that comes and does that?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. It just costs. But I don't know. See, up in your area, I don't know what your solar insulation is and your weather. Yeah. It kills it. I mean, yeah, it can be efficient, or more efficient than nothing, but I don't know. Up there, you're probably going to pay through the nose to get it done. And then you probably don't ever buy anything that they say, oh, well, you can sell the power to the grid, because that just makes it even more expensive. If you're not storing the power yourself, don't even bother doing it.
The laws of conservation of energy come into play.
Yep.
That's why we can't have a perpetual machine, right?
That's correct.
Hey, we got to get to this guard, man. Because I'm
tired. Let's see it.
I
come on.
Say hello to J5 Fo 20. How you doing today? You're on
J5.
Cheers, Mott and Crispy.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, chat.
J5 is alive.
Cool. We're gonna do this garden tour with OK Jason, and maybe take a look at your plants
or whatever
you got going on.
For all the garden tours, I'll go show you a couple autos.
Talk to us, Jace. What do we got, man? How many weeks has it been since you flipped? I was sitting here trying to figure it out, and I'm thinking, you're not.
Well, I just started week 7 right now. A few days into week 7. But before I get going, I was going to go back to, I saw a comment. We were talking about those AC Infinity fans, and it was Stang Man. He commented about they had a free replacement on the 6-inch oscillating fans, and I got one of those too. And what had happened was their first generation ones, they had it was a mechanical mechanism in there, like a gear basically. So like it would jump track if it like hit the side of your tent, and then it would start clicking. And then so they replaced that, and their new design came out. It's got like a laser sensor in there now, so there's no mechanical gear that stops it and causes it to go back in the other direction now. But yeah, I didn't have anything wrong with my first fan. It's great. And then I got that second one for free, so that took care of the people on that one. But I don't run mine on oscillating. I've got them stationary.
Yeah, neither do I. I should get one. New fan.
That's wild, man.
Thank you.
And then Brian's comment too. I'm trying that same thing about not watering overnight, just doing dry backs overnight. So I water. I'm up to 6 events now, so I do every 2 hours from lights on to lights off, and then I don't water when lights get out.
Now, when you say dry back, how long in between fertigation events are we talking?
So that'd be overnight, so 12 hours.
12 hours. Okay, so it's still a high frequency fertigation system.
Yeah, I don't know, something about watering the lights out, it's just, and then I'm having the fungus gnatch issue right now, so
I understand. And we've done that. Well, we hand water, so I guess we have no choice but to dry back between when the lights are off. But I still don't consider that a dry back. I think I'm talking more like until they start to droop. Like they would do in soil, they would start to get droopy, and then you come on and hit them with the water and they pop back up and shit. So I should have been more specific about maybe a slight EC spike versus creating a hydrophobic situation with your cocoa and it's motherfucker to water. Excuse my language. My wife left the room, but it can be tough to water that. And that really set me back before, man, having them dry out too much when I wasn't home. And then I had to poke them with a skewer to get them to water up. And
the first guy that showed me how to grow, he was doing that, but I think he didn't know what he was doing. So he was used to growing in soil, and he did that. You lift the pot up and it's light, you let it dry all the way out, but you don't want to do that in cocoa. The way I understand it is you want to treat cocoa like hydro. So you want to keep it wet. You want fresh newts going through it all the time and keep good oxygen in it. And
that's a great
basically like hydroponics.
Yeah, that's a great disclaimer, because the way I see it is I see guys that grow. All right, here's a good example. I see guys that grow in auto pots. I was always seeing people coming through cocoa for cannabis having trouble with their auto pots when they first came out, the bottom feeding auto pots. And so I would never recommend them or try them myself, But then I've since, that first year, I probably seen 15 people, they were having problems. And it was always after the bolt and everything. And it was just salinity buildup because it's bottom feeding. So I was never a fan of that. But now I see people that do wonderful in bottom feeding. They understand their plant, the root zone, what's happening in there, and they do it. I see people that do dry backs in cocoa. And we have done dry backs and came off with some fire plants, but I also noticed that the more I watered, the better they grew. It wasn't even a question. I mean,
yeah, because I did that in my last grow. I used those AC Infinity auto watering pots. It's basically just a wicking system, and I had a really good grow the last time. You know, I got I think it was 2.2 pounds, and really good yield. But I could tell this is a lot better. I mean, the density on these buds, the bud size, the structure, and everything is just so much better.
Yep.
That's the best method, in my opinion, for coco's top feeding or top watering to run off.
Yeah, at least like the size of your plants right now. How many times a day are you watering?
6.
Now, I don't know if you know this answer, and I hate to put you on the spot, but in doing so, are you seeing consistent EC runoff?
The few times I've checked it, yeah. I don't check it too much. I should check it more often, to be honest. But I mean, every time I've checked it, it's about 200 EC lower than the inflow.
Do you have
on average?
I'm really going to get to you here, man, and you can tell me to shut up. Do you have any idea how many gallons per plant per day that you're consuming at this rate right now?
I would say I'm doing about 5 to 6 gallons per day.
Okay, so about a gallon and a quarter or so per plant.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. I'd say even my biggest plants, we have a documented 14-ounce autoflower, man. The Granddaddy Purple. It's the biggest plant I ever grew. There's no shit. It's on Instagram, YouTube, and Coco for Cannabis. And it's same deal, man. It was about a gallon and a little over a gallon a day to keep it consistent EC and to keep everything going the way we want it to. So that's what I always tell people when they think it's very wasteful. Now, only about 10% of that comes back off as runoff if we're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's the thing with this auto water system that I've got set up. It's really hard to get it perfectly dialed in for every plant. You get one that's a little thirstier than the other. So I might get a little excess runoff on a couple plants and barely get any runoff on one of them. There's always that one asshole in there.
Of course. And that's the way it's smart to do it that way. This is why people strive, Jace, and I think XYZ Vector can speak to this. This is why people strive to be able to use some kind of sensor in your cocoa to know when to water each plant individually, instead of just picking one plant that needs the most water and feeding all of them at that current rate. You know what I mean? And that's where hand watering, sometimes I learn which plants take how much water to run off. Me and my wife know back left takes half almost of what the front right takes to get produce the same amount of runoff. And it shows in the plant size and everything, So
yeah, they've got systems out there like that. I think it's called GrowLink. They make one that has a soil moisture meter, and it measures the EC and the moisture content, and you can program it and it will automatically water as it dries back to whatever you set it for.
Yep.
But it's expensive. I think it's like $1,500 or more just for the system.
Yeah.
I have the same system that I built myself. I'm just paid $250 for 4 sensors and the controller and all that crap. But I built it myself, so
save some money there.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have done it at $1,500. I wouldn't go buy that. Why would I want to do that? But it is superior.
Yeah, I think that's only for like 2 or 4 sensors, and those sensors are expensive too.
Yeah, they want $300 per sensor. I found the same sensor. It's basically they make them in China for like $30. So yeah, you can get them cheap.
I guess one thing I wanted to make sure there was a takeaway was that people grow in different methods and do different things and still have great results. I speak to the methods personally that worked for me, that I was able to do what we like to do, the science and practice. I was taught why I was doing what I was doing. And then for grow after grow after grow, I watched it come true right in front of me. And I'm thinking that to me is an inarguable, it's ingrained in my head that this will make you successful. If I told someone to do something to their plants that hurt it, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. It would break my heart, So those are things that I can guarantee you work for us. And, yeah.
I just had a watering event. I'm getting some runoff on that one.
There you go.
Nice.
She's pissing.
I can't wait to get that's the one new element of our grow as we set it up and move forward will be the drain table. And I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh, Crispy.
Yes.
Crispy, if that's the only thing you do, man, I'm telling you, I've had conversations and talks with Smut about this. That is the thing that is the best money you'll ever spend. If you hand water, don't do anything else automated. That tray, man, that's where it's at.
We're getting it.
Yeah.
I'm biting the bullet. It's like 200 and some bucks, man.
Oh, they're expensive, but man, you just clean it up and it'll last you for years.
I'll write it off as a business. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
not Pennsylvania.
I need it.
Hey, it's a paint tray. You know, it's where you clean off all your paints and or whatever.
I'm ready.
There you go.
And seeing it in your tent, okay, Jace, like that, it just
look at that.
I'm excited for that, and I see how awesome it's working in your setup. And look at your buds, man.
Which one's this up front?
Boom, boom, boom.
Up front.
Fucking rocket.
Hang on, let me scoot my ladder over. I gotta climb the freaking ladder.
He's got a ladder. He's on a ladder.
Yeah. His buds are getting so big.
I love it.
He needs a ladder.
This is Jack. Oh, this is one thing too. I got all my yo-yos up there now too.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
beautiful. I love the look of the yo-yo.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the ass, but I'm glad it's done with. I feel better now. I can sleep good at night.
To
I got them clipped on.
You didn't have them installed beforehand. You did all this while they were heating.
Yeah, I put those on last week. I did. I bought a pack of 20 and I ran out, so I had to buy another pack. And then I just finished that up a few days ago. So they're all supported now. But this is the jack in the front. This is Jack Herrera.
Stangman wants to know if that's the 8-foot tent.
Yeah, it's 8 foot. It's gorilla. It's got the 1 foot extension. You can get a 2 foot extension, but it's nice getting that extra height. But the part that sucks is you get this void right here. So once your plants go past this lip right here, you got more height. But then it gets hard to get inside there and get your hands in there.
Check you out with the nitro.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get no sticky icky on my fingers right now.
But you'll smell good all day.
Don't touch your eyes, man. Just don't.
Yeah,
touch
that's the
your
thing. Touching the phone after I get done with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the jack in the front. This is Acapulco Gold right here.
Those are
Nice.
Looking good.
Amazing.
That one probably has the smallest buds, but it's stacked the nicest all the way up. It's stacked pretty good, about a foot and a half up.
I can't think of a better example of high frequency fertigation top down in cocoa using general hydroponics with the proper lighting than right here before you right now.
Right before your eyes, folks, in practice.
Very nice.
Are you sure my eyes aren't lying to me? I've never seen plants. No, I'm kidding. I've grown doing the same way. It does work.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Let me go around back. I'll get that blue green.
Look at that little tent. It's like a little brother tent or something.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think I might downsize this 5x5 and get 2 of those 2x4s because, man, that's going to be so much easier growing. And honestly, I get way too much product out of this 5x5 than one I can use.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have friends till the end of time. Just give them some
Man.
money.
I'm already pretty generous with it, and I've still got quite a bit left over.
Damn.
You know,
That's all. This is all banana kush.
having multiple jars of medicine on deck is some assurance to how things could go down for you in the case of an emergency.
Yeah.
You know,
or you could find
when the shit goes down, I'd want to have jars.
When the shit goes down.
Hey, when the shit goes down, I'm going to Bonsai Garden's house because he's got all the fruit and vegetables there, and I'll bring the
Yeah, there you go. At least you have good trading materials.
always wanted to donate to the veterans, man, to the VA hospital. I think if anybody has extra bud in a legal state and that's an option, I mean, that's got to come along with a certain sense of pride and civility and all that shit, helping out somebody who has looked out for everybody, you know?
How dare the government make it hard for us to do that? Yeah. Shame on you. Boo.
This is the Blue Dream.
Oh, I love that Blue Dream. Ooh, she's pretty.
She's big.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It didn't stack as good, but they're big all the way down too. They're fat down there at the bottom. Those are probably golf ball size at the bottom.
You got a couple.
Yeah, but she's poofy, man. She's poofy, like she's got hair like won't quit, like spray paint or something back in the 80s.
That's Laughing Buddha right here. These are starting to fatten up pretty good. These this is going to take the longest to flower. This is probably going to be my 11 to 12 week strain here, the Laughing Buddha. And these things, man, they're dense.
Oh, yeah.
It's always nice to give them a little gentle squeeze.
Every one of those plants is going to be pot can size, man. If you ask me, you still got a little ways to go yet.
Yes, and you know, I do want to say, okay, Jace, good call on removing that middle plant, that sativa.
That strawberry cough, yeah. I was wanting to get the smoke off. I was wanting to get the smoke off of it, but yeah, I wouldn't have had room. Here's the halfway line right here, and then I don't think there was room for another plant in there.
No.
But that's why I veg so long. I think there's a lot of people like, oh shit, that guy's vegging too long, and that was kind of why. Like I had planned ahead of time for that plant not to be in here, so that's why I vegged more to fill this tent out.
See, the only thing you missed there, Jace, is you could have moved that plant to where you're gonna dry.
He didn't.
Since you put that too. I know he didn't,
no.
But
yeah, I just got that like a week ago and got it set up. Yeah, but I'm serious. So I'm really thinking about it. I hate doing that because I've already got this 5x5 set up, but I was thinking I could sell this tent and the light and then easily get enough money to buy the light I need for the 2x4 and then have a little money left over. And that way I'm not out of pocket on anything and I could just keep growing because I got all the other equipment already. I wouldn't be able to put that tower fan that I got over here in the corner in there, but I've got 2 of the clip fans up there I could put. And then I've got the extractor fan and the filter and all that, and the controller.
Yeah, and you'd be hooking up a grower that would be taking it to grow probably cannabis in it, I would assume as well. And it's just the cycle goes on. You get what you need, they get what they need. They might want to expand or something, you know. Hey, I gotta say, the American one's here busting balls. He says no squeezes, even gentle. Let me tell you a little story. My wife and I had a harvest a few years back. Quite a few moons ago now. We were doing a live, it wasn't even saved. It was, I don't know if it was Instagram or here, but we was doing a live. We're trimming, and the American one is like in the chat saying, quit handling your buds. You're touching them too much. And it stuck with me. And now I'm very conscientious of it. I don't touch them, but I'm like you.
Yeah, we changed the way we've done things, and we have him to thank.
We're just breaking balls here, and I know.
No, but well, for one thing, one pair of gloves will get me through the whole trim session instead of changing them 100 times. So
I think of Ron Swanson. Whenever that dude tried to grab the last shrimp off of his plate, he grabbed his hand and said, "Rethink that move, son."
I do get some stank on my hand by squeezing and rubbing them just to get that smell in my face. That's my favorite part of the trimming process. That smell.
So yeah, yesterday I trimmed and actually used a one of those silicone brushes I use on my barbecued ribs. That actually worked pretty well, but anyways.
Yeah, I like that new controller I got too. We were talking about VPD because the old controller I had didn't have the trigger for it. So this new one has the VPD trigger. So like for my humidifier, I was running kind of hot during the day. That's when I put that baby gate up because it was getting a little warmer here. But anyways, I would have to set my humidifier for like 60% because it was getting up towards the mid 80s. But then I'd have to turn it off because at nighttime, that's too high humidity for low to mid 70s. So the new controller, it runs on VPD, so it automatically controls that humidifier up and down, and then same thing with the exhaust. So it has a VPD trigger on it. So I don't have to mess with that anymore. That's nice. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I've
yeah.
done that before.
This is
And then
wonderful.
you forget to turn your humidifier off that one night, and you're running 60% humidity at 72 degrees, and that's like 0.9 VPD or whatever it is at that point. You don't want that for flour.
Stangman wants to know what brand controller.
I've got the AC Infinity. It's the 69 Pro Plus.
We'll come over in a minute, J5.
Yeah, I'm jealous. He's got 8 ports.
Can you actually see it?
I see it. Yeah, we'll be there in a minute, man. Once
I don't know if you can read that.
It says
it's
a light
84 and
46.
Yeah, it's all out of whack because I got the doors open on it. But yeah, it's got 8 ports on the bottom. I'm only using half of them.
oh, cool.
But see, if I do two 4x4s, I can use this one controller to run both of them though.
Does it come with two temperature sensors?
Yeah, I'm starting to stockpile those now. So I've got one for my old, I've got the old controller over here. So I'll run my dry tent with that one. And then I bought the humidifier. You can't see it. It's down there, but I've got one like UXY where it sits outside and it pipes in.
Yeah.
And that's what that is right there. That's the hose coming in for the humidifier. It sits outside your tent. So that comes with a temperature and humidity sensor too. So I've got like 3 of them, I think.
But does your controller have the second port for it? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, you mean to monitor temperature? No. Yeah, that's a good point right there. I couldn't do that for both of them then. But I can still run that other
I could
controller,
buy one
I guess.
tomorrow if I could run 2 TEDs. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I might just start with one. Like I said, you can if you're top of your game, you can still pull a pound out of a 2x4. So that's plenty for me if I can get two harvests a year.
Well, a good selling point for your tent would be take pictures and even reference this Sundazed and Confused number 122. It's a beautiful tour for a sales pitch to get. I think you'll have no problems
it's a perfect tent.
Getting that equipment to someone and then you changing it over for sure. Beautiful job.
The only problem is I had to cut a hole in the back to run my water line in for my irrigation system. And I got a hole in the floor for the drain, but they got patch kits for that.
Yeah.
Actually, the Mars Hydro I just bought came with the patch, so I could put that on there if I wanted to. I'd like to get a Gorilla 2x4. I really love these Gorilla tents, especially that height extension that you get. It's so much nicer getting that extra footer too. Just in case, because I'm looking at that little 2x4 and I'm thinking, damn, I'm gonna have some baby plants in there compared to this over here.
Is that a Spider Farmer light?
No, it's a Mars Hydro. It's a FC 8000. It's 800 watt.
How close are you to your ceiling?
The tent itself?
Yeah.
I've got about a foot. I've got 10-foot ceilings in here, so it's an 8-foot tent, and then I've got it on a 1-foot platform, so it's still got about a foot clearance up there.
Beautiful. You're rocking, man.
That's not.
And that's the thing too. Like I'm at a room in here basically. This is a pretty decent sized room. I think it's like 15 by 14 or something like that. But like with a tent and trying to leave room all around it, and then the other equipment, it gets pretty tricky in here sometimes to get some work done. Like when I was doing all those yo-yos, it kind of sucks having to climb up that ladder and try to reach up in there and hang shit. Not tripping over your cords.
It's tricky to rock up. Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
You did it, man. I knew it.
You got her going.
Like, anybody says that, it automatically, my brain is wired like that. But
you're saying brass monkey, that funky monkey?
That's right.
Brass monkey.
I like the boys.
That funky monkey.
Shout out to Beastie Boys.
Me and the crew were drinking brass monkey.
Times with Beastie Boys over the years.
We're back.
Good memories.
Mike D.
I almost said one already. Hey, Jace, or was you done? I didn't want to cut you off there. Here.
Yeah, that's the only thing I had going. I cleaned up my res today. Still running the mosquito dunks. I pretty much got rid of the gnats. I've seen a couple here and there, and I just got the microscope out again. I saw a couple of larvae in there, a couple little more hatchlings going on, but it's nothing nearly as bad as that first one I sent you. That was nasty as hell.
Yeah, I forgot about the
glad,
gnats.
glad that you got that under control.
I don't see any impact on your plants. That's for sure.
That's most definite. No, I didn't see any impact as well.
I might double down on the sticky traps. I think it's mainly the adults that are left, but I don't see too many of them anymore. So I think once this mosquito dunk runs out that I've got in there, I'll go back to running sterile. I was talking about that too with Sevens. I don't know if he's still on here or not, but he was sending me a lot of information on Instagram about wart and hydrochloric acid and hydrogen peroxide. I wish he was on here. He could tell you a lot more about it.
Yeah, Sevens was here earlier and very, very knowledgeable. Sevens.
But he was basically saying that, and he sent me an article. I haven't had time to read it yet, but hydrogen peroxide was detrimental to wart versus hydrochloric acid. And there was like a certain torque level that you want to maintain.
350 millivolts.
Yeah. And I think he was saying that hydrogen peroxide will reduce it, I believe.
It can.
I think so.
So it's almost, it sounds like it's better to run hydrochloric acid.
I think so. I think I might want to meander that way myself, you know?
Ditch the hydrogen peroxide and go to hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is it has a shorter shelf life on it. Like I've got that Athena cleanse, and they say it's 2 years from manufacture date, which I'm coming up on 2 years now. But it's not a very long shelf life. But honestly, I think they say that for nutrients too.
Make it yourself.
I think.
Yeah, you can make it.
I want to.
Yeah, they sell those generators.
I want to try beneficials too. I think I want to give it a solid shot with oxygenated water, maybe cooled, you know, and see if I want to try that way. I do got to say hello to Texas Weed Hopper. It's been a while since we got to say hi to you. Our buddy J5's up first. You got a couple minutes to hang out, Texas?
Howdy, y'all. Yeah, sure do.
Awesome.
I see a big light and everything, but I saw.
Hey, Tex.
I got me a new toy I want to show off.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
I can't wait. And we're going to see J5's. And I want to say Puffy Grows is in the house. And Artman, if you wanted to show Puffy real quick what that that golden slurricane looks like, he's in the house. Maybe
okay.
You can give
real
him
fast. We got a lot of gardening.
J5s because we do have the time to go through all of that. And while he's here, it's a beautiful
sight. No worries.
There she is, Puffy. She's looking real good though. The buds are real stout.
I'm gonna go put my dog away.
They're really, really nice.
That was bad.
And it's, we were talking earlier, Artman said it's super woody. It's very, like he said, stout. And it's been that way.
And girthy.
And it still has 4 weeks, so it's going to get quite a bit bigger.
You'll have pumpkins yourself, man.
Canopy looks good. Everything looks good, man. Thank you for the beans. Hopefully it'll help the wife and my pain. So
that's your goal, huh?
Yep, it is a pain medication.
Yeah.
So that one is more for pain. So
yeah, because Poppy said it was working for him for pain relief, and it was cool that he shared that. And we had talked about that before. Some people might react to different things, but you never know until you grow it out and try. At the worst case scenario, you got some good bud, you know.
Yep, there you go. And it smells great. Oh, the smell is funky. I don't know how to describe it. I'm terrible at that, but it is fantastic. Anyway.
Hell yeah. He says it looks great. Cheers to the chat.
Okay, now you can go on, man. We got lots of stuff.
We do. We got J5 up next, man.
Yeah, and he was showing some cool things in his garden behind the scenes. And
thanks, man, for letting me cut in.
Oh, always, Artman, my man. It's AIMO. I just think I'm really stoned. It's ancient indigenous microorganisms.
We're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, J5. I want to be able to interact, but I don't want to. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
And could you turn your phone sideways? We'll get a better view.
Maybe yell at us.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
Are you alright? You good? You a bit better?
Better?
Yes, better than it was. Probably had your hand over the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Should I talk louder?
Yes, please. As loud as you can, feel comfortable. I hate to ask you to.
Yelling at us.
Dude, I'm horrible with all this tech stuff, and I don't think I don't know. I don't think I'm holding anything over anything. Anyhow, this is just a fossil I found on the property.
A fossil.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, man. A fossil.
That's why I said it's ancient indigenous microorganism.
Dude, that's pretty
cool, man. Thanks for sharing that.
I saw a butterfly, or is that bug going to be a monarch butterfly, huh?
You are correct.
A caterpillar, man. I find that to be absolutely amazing, that transformation. Ever since I was a little kid, and now that I know a little bit more about like outdoor shit, I find it super amazing that they do that, man. They turn from that into pupa, and then they like get all weird, and it pumps and stuff, and it's just wild, man. And then they come out and fly away. Wild shit. There it is.
And if there's not milkweed, they will die without laying.
It needs milkweed.
100%. And I've been growing it with intent for about 5 years now.
I didn't know that.
Nice.
If anybody wants milkweed pods, I got you.
I didn't know that's what they ate, man. That's their main thing.
They will die. They will die without breeding. So we need to plant this shit everywhere. And I've been I've been doing it with intent for 5 years. And this is the first year that they're just devouring it.
That's cool, man.
They're a beautiful creature.
Good for you for doing
ganja,
that.
dude. They won't even mess. They won't go near ganja.
They don't like cannabis.
It's not the light. They need that. Whatever that milkweed shit is. Gosh, I should know more. I wish Buddy Kilowatt was here. He knows a little bit more about these things than I do, but
yeah, Buddy, he's pretty knowledgeable guy. He's a great source of information. He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Anyway, I'm here to show you some autoflowers to begin with. These, I got a little extra, a little fertilizer from above. I see. From the air.
Getting a little color on that bud. I like it.
What strain is that?
Okay, this is a pink pistol Mephisto. Gorilla. See, this is how disrespectful. This is like my first year. I've fell in love with autos, so I'll start to learn all their names eventually.
Right.
This is from Mephisto. This is a pretty little pink pistol girl that's got Gorilla Glue in it, and this is her sister, a pretty little pink pistol beauty that has Gorilla Glue in it. And I'm going to hit both of them with a cool freaking male little dude I found that's actually quite neutral on the smell, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. So it'll let these mom's chirps carry over. And maybe some of that pink pistol, that'd be all right.
Now, J5, you have it looked like a cover crop on that. You have clover growing in that bottom?
In this pot, there appears to be buckwheat.
Okay.
Buckwheat?
A few different types of clover. I see 2 different types. The red end.
Cool.
And I see a Diacon. Radish. More buckwheat. A little bit of everything. Some of it pops up. I kill most of it. I have kind of like a big seed blend. I just figured out this is buckwheat the other day.
Hey, I've eaten buckwheat pancakes. Is that what it's made out of?
Yeah, bro.
Buckwheat, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it grows. It must grow a lot around here because every year
cool
a whole bunch of people have like buckwheat cakes.
That's from one freaking seed, dude. Look at that thing. It's as big as the freaking ganja plant. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah. You have a beautiful garden. This is awesome.
Yeah, the two Mephisto plants. More rocks and hippie shit.
Cool.
Little stress training.
I've seen a lot of good plants come from Mephisto. I never grew any, but I've seen a lot of people showing them to us. They seem to have a solid reputation, but like anybody else, they'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So that auto, the male that I'm using, so I'm gonna hit it with a gorilla poison male from Hillbilly Herb. So yeah, that was a pink pistol freaking another which has gorilla in it too, so kind of like a backcross sorts almost. This one's cool too. This is another one I'm hitting. This is Black Mamba from Rock Buds.
Black Mamba
from Rock Buds. I've heard of them too.
It's got that Bahama Mama from Soul Fighter in it, which I'm a fan of.
Cool.
Yeah. This one's got more buckwheat, another radish. This must have been the radish buckwheat clover mix I tossed in this one. That's all I'm seeing.
We had some Black Dominion seeds. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it has some of that in it.
Dude, that's I've actually got some Black Dominion seeds. Like only a couple of them too. Those are pretty dope. Those are like ones that I need to pop. They were like freebie stems. I think it's from whatever World Seed Org or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a couple little single packs. I'm a freebie freak. I get into auctions and shit with freebies.
Like that's where all
the good stuff is.
It's with the unknown. Yeah. It's a lot of unknowns, and you're like, it's a surprise.
Me too. I'm with you on that.
I like the 3 beans and shit like that. So this is another Rock Buds, that same Black Mamba, but this one's not purpling. So that's kind of cool. I'll have 2 different.
Hell yeah!
I'm really fucking stoned. 2 different phenotypes.
That's cool.
1 purple and 1 green. So that's fucking dope. This will end up, I bet, silvering out though.
Right.
It'll end up having some color.
Come on, man. Straighten up a little.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Oh, he's always giving me crap everywhere.
Get my cushion over here, dude. I got my knee cushion. I'm 40 plus now. I gotta do stuff like that. Oh yeah, I just put my coffee cup down. And remember, Bloom wishes you a happy harvest.
Awesome.
Cool.
I love that. Bloom's the shit. I fucks with them. Yeah, the Rock Buds. Another Rock Bud. Yeah. So I got 3 Mambas. This one's Dang. Look at this one. This one's a purple too. This is another Rock Bud. This is another one of the Black Mambas. Where this one's got a slight purple hue to it. I don't know if you can see it. But I remember being excited about that. So I've got like a green pheno, like a lavender pheno, and a purple pheno.
I would be curious to see how they end up, you know?
Yeah.
And which one will be your favorite?
They're gonna end up beautiful, and they're all that one will black out, will like completely black out. It's like purple bud meat. The green one will start to turn kind of purple, and this lavender one will kind of stay like that throughout the whole time, and then just frost off. Yeah, this is one of those ones that I've grown up for that I'm gonna hit something to that.
I gotta say, J5, I love your attitude and your passion along with all of your plants, and really appreciate you sharing all this. This is awesome.
It's refreshing.
Thank you, I appreciate that. You know, being a fucking weed nerd, I mean, my family is all right with it. They always weren't, but you know, it's not like they're not passionate about it. They're not excited about what I do or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, you certainly are passionate. You have more variety than anyone I know.
Yeah,
You're doing great, man.
That, I think since we've started the show and the many garden tours that we've had, you are up there, buddy. Maybe at the very top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Jeez.
Since I've been here.
Don't flatter me. I'm blushing. Dude, I'm like dope, dude. That's what I do. You know, it's kind of like what I've always done. And I grew up a 4-H kid, so I was like showing moss gardens and shit at the fair. You know, like doing shit like that. So just always kind of been into.
Well, J5, don't forget this important saying: if it's free, it's for me.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's beautiful. You have such a cool garden with cool things in your garden. And I feel like, you know, we've known each other for a while, seeing each other in chats and certain shows that I had no idea this existed in you. This is so freaking cool.
You know what? Here, want to see the cooler part of this pot? Guess whose auto that is? Seed Person 1. One of his lilac, banana something.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Lilac banana. I bet the smells on that'll be.
Lilac by banana number XY.
I gave those away on the show about a month ago.
These were from shout out Uncle Rick and Leslie Bud from the Lost Prisoner Project. Chatathon. I won these.
Oh,
cool.
Seed Person 1 sent me like enough to do an acre, I swear.
Yes, he did. Me too. That's great. I sent some to Germany.
Cool.
That's wild.
All over the world, man.
Seed Person, hell yeah. We got him around the
I sent them
world.
out to Marshall. I sent them to Midwest.
Excellent.
I think I sent them overseas to speaking of sending stuff, I just found, dude, okay. So I like making up seed packages, you know, for the people I like every now and again. You know, just like whatever. So I made up a bunch of these little packages I was gonna send out. And I thought this entire summer that they were sitting at my other property, like 250 miles away from here, which I've been to one time, and of course didn't think to look for the Ziploc of seed. But I just found it here the other day, and not only did I find it, but it was like properly stored and like in a cool spot and everything. So I was just like, wow.
Nice.
Those out finally. So I have a package for Iceni. I thought he was on earlier. I don't know if he's still here. I can't.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. I was gonna say, is mine in there?
Yes, it is, sir. 88 seeds in all. If you're a geek that's into numbers, then you dig that one.
Nice.
Cal's making them chocolate seeds still. I totally forgot about them chocolate strains. He'd been looking around, getting seeds together and shit for that for a long time. And Puffy just reminded me. He said no pressure though. That's good. The chocolate seeds, man. I'll never tasted anything chocolate and cannabis ever, and I can't wait to. There's a lot of shit that I still want to try, but that's one of them, man. And a platinum strain too. There's a couple other we want to try, but that's why the variety of J5's garden is so appealing. Because, man, you can try so much different shit. I guess 90% of the time, the people that are on our garden tours, a lot of them are hampered by plant counts, and they're trying to be within reason, you know, or whatever. And so to see that many varieties, it's amazing, man. I wish we saw more of that.
Oh, he's going to have to hire a crew to trim. Can you imagine?
Motherfucking outlaw. I fucked around in the whole fucking commercial cannabis industry for a minute and had my taste of that, and I do much, much better as an outlaw.
It certainly looks nice.
Yeah, it does, man.
Everything.
Well taken care of. You can tell he spends a lot of time in there, cares for each plant.
Such a stoner, yo. Forgot what I was doing. I'm showing you guys the triploids and diploids.
Right on.
Yeah.
I did the side by side. Strawberries.
Oh, cool.
Jeez, they keep coming and coming.
Oh,
What's this?
I see
The
what I was doing here.
strawberries?
I gotta show off this. I don't know if he's in the chat, but this is my top secret cake in the cup shit right here. If people are really big weed nerds, they'll take a look at some of these leaves and they might be able to figure it out.
Do you say sub cool? I'm having a hard time hearing again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said this is my top secret cake in the cup shit.
Oh, top secret cup.
For the big weed nerds out there, they can probably take a look at this leaf and get an idea of what it is.
Awesome.
Cannabis.
Yeah, my TV wins.
I believe he's correct.
Okay, so these are the triploids and the diploids from Humboldt seed. I got 2 of the triploid donuts and 2 of the diploid donuts.
Okay.
Same soil, freshly made, same amount of compost, castings, blah, 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 blah. All the same cover crop, all the same top dressing, minimal. Same mulching, everything else. And the whole thing on the triploids was that they were supposed to be more vigorous and supposed to grow faster and bigger, better, badder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the word on the street I heard too.
Look at the deficiencies in this one.
$30 a seed.
$30 a seed worth of deficiencies from top to bottom.
$30 a seed, man.
That isn't purple genetics purpling. That I need fucking mag, I need fucking this, I need that. Okay, the diploids, still some yellowing earlier than you would want. But still, green, night and day, fucking healthy.
That's really awesome. Now we're seeing these, growing right before our eyes. I'm so curious about
I could use some nitrogen. It ran out of nitrogen during its bolt, but it ain't fucking stressed out like this. And like I said, nothing different. Same amount of water every time, same everything.
Stronger.
I've only heard of a couple people growing these so far. I'm trying to curious on getting the feedback, on are they better? Because they're supposed to have, I think it was Artman. Was we talking about this the one day, or maybe we was all here?
Okay, Jace had brought it up too. I think he was referencing
30% more terps.
Yeah, there was a grow off with I can't remember all the people, High Again and Basement Grows maybe. I can't remember. But yeah, they were doing some sort of run with them too. And then we heard about the herms. Is that what it was? Or something bad went down and sounded shady.
I've got something to say on that part. It's not the triploids that caused that.
Okay.
It's the fact that it's offspring of lemon cherry gelato. It has the trait in its genes. So does the diploid. So does their auto. They 100% that trait is passed on from your mother, especially when it's used as a pollen donor. That's my thoughts on the matter. Why they had herms? Maybe they need to check different. Maybe they need to get a post pro or something.
Yeah. Not so great growing practices, man. I mean, but
something went wrong. I mean, but
how many people was
with Mother Nature? So
we got to go.
I don't know. It was like 7 influencers out of 1,000 people or something like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and you always have to take
Hey! You see how stressed plants were, right?
True.
How stressed it's purple stemmed and just like not loving life. I will not have seeds on those. 100% guarantee it. I bet my crop on it. The sunshine, dude, it's just.
You got to be really sure to bet that crop on it, man. That beautiful freaking crop.
I have turned out so many genetics indoors and thrown them outside, and not a fucking problem, dude. I was running around in the gardens last year showing my shit at night with freaking headlamps on for like 2.5 hours. Lighting them up periodically, no problem. Something about the great outdoors, getting those roots in the ground and that sun in the sky. It's just fucking.
Hey, J5, I wanted to just give you a heads up on, we still have Texas Weed Hopper. We have 20 minutes, but I didn't want to have to stop you.
We want to see what you want to show us.
Make sure you got some
Make
time.
sure you have some just a heads up, maybe.
There's always next time. I got all kinds of stuff. It's only gonna get cooler from here on out, you know.
Oh, I know, and I'm so stoked that you come on and show us. We're so grateful.
That's exactly how I see it.
Such great energy.
Forest.
I'm gonna check out your garden there, Texas Weed Hopper. Thanks for having me.
Forest to weed. Later, buddy. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, I dig the vibes always. And like I say, y'all can find me at Talking Shit in Canna Chats across the interweb. Peace.
Thank you so much, Jay.
You know, we got to get.
That is just.
Why is it doing that? We got to get J5. I have a hard time hearing him, man, and I really want to hear everything a lot better so I can be more engaged, you know. And I'm trying to catch clips and phrases. Is it just me?
I'm getting most of it. He's cutting out a little bit, but I'm getting most of it though.
Yeah, he's pretty faint. I can't hardly hear him.
Oh,
I got the important part.
Yeah. That's how I feel like his garden. He's got like a good energy coming from it too. His passion, you know, his excitement, his attitude about the whole thing is
every corner of his garden that he goes to seems well kept and like he's in there a lot, taking care of it. You know, on it. He knows. I don't know anybody that can name that many strains.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
From memory.
It just keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah, there's always
it's amazing.
more. And that's what I love about it. This is so, and like he said, it's only going to get bigger and better as the season. And I feel like that we are strapped in for a great roller coaster ride. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
So Texas Weed Hopper, you got something new to show us?
Hey, happy Sundays, everybody.
All right, Tex. How's it going, buddy?
So anyway, ever since I got these lights, they're G1000s from Spider Farmer. I've never really known what my par levels were. You know, all I had was a par map by them, and it was like at 12 inches in a 4x4, and of course the numbers were extremely high, and I was like paranoid I was going to burn stuff, but always wanting to measure it, but never wanting to spring the $500 for a real quantum sensor, you know.
Right on.
Oh yeah, I feel you there.
And they've got a good filter for the what is the name of that app? That Photon app.
Yep.
And I thought
the Photon.
I thought about getting that because, you know, it eliminates the variability of the different kinds of paper, blah, 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 and the homemade shit. But, you know, and of course they tuned it to, I think, an Apple camera, which is what I got. But anyway, it's only so accurate. So I saw this one on Amazon. This is the VBR-100 Plus. Okay, and it's not an extended par meter, it's a par meter, so it goes 400 to 700. But it's only $56. Okay? Now, it's Chinese, which I don't really have a problem with because they copy stuff all the time. But anyway, they have YouTube videos where they're comparing it to a $1,000 meter, and it was very close. So I thought, well, hell, I'll just spring for it. It's only $56, right? So it goes through Bluetooth to an app on your phone, and it measures red, green, and blue. It also gives you your par reading, and it also will, if you do a grid. It'll do a horizontal and vertical grid of a par map and give you an average number. I haven't done that yet. I just got done gridding out my floor. But I'm sitting at 24 inches height right now on the lights. And I'll turn it on and demonstrate a couple spots.
I like the price tag, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, and you know what I'd like to ask if somebody could do it is spring the $56 if they've got a quantum sensor and do a comparison and see if it's worth the money.
I could spring
30-day and return it to Amazon.
I can spring for a real one of those and take it up to Dr. Coco's house, and we could do a side by side.
That's an awesome idea.
Car meter, and I'm going to crank up the lights, but I'm going to leave the room, and that way my body won't affect the reading.
Hey, I want to say hi to Thunder Dan real quick and let him know we're coming to you next, buddy.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Dan.
So anyway, at 24 inches, and right now I'm not dead center, but it's near the middle of the fixture or whatever. I'm getting 1320. And the light's not even warmed up yet. So
Well, it'll be brighter when it's warm. I mean, cold. As it warms up, your power will go down.
You lose efficiency.
So what did I do here? I have the lighting hours set for 0, but if I turned them up to, I can't see. Oh, I can see that way.
That's a lot of DLI there, buddy.
There's 12 hours DLI. Yeah, I know that's kind of hot, but this is the information I wanted to know. Because I had them up at the ceiling all the time just because I didn't like banging my head on them all the time. But
well, it looks like you can set them on the ceiling and they'd be good.
Yeah, definitely, and get some more going. So anyway, I'll move it out to the edge. I think out near the edge, I'm down around 500 or something like that. I think if I go out, let's see, we'll go. That's 1 foot from the corner. So it goes down quite a bit, but my rim's 6 by 12, but I got shit down at this end, so I don't really use it that much. And my hangers aren't really optimized for light placement, so this is going to help me change all that and get things optimized for the grow area.
Right. It's good to get data points, man. You know,
especially on lighting's the most important shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's up there, man. I think so. Genetics and
my take's always been this, Texas, and for I guess anybody. And it may not be this may not be the opinion of people smarter than me, but I think that I see a lot of people grabbing the Photone app, and then they'll get like cheaper meters and not the $500,000-$600,000 meters. And I feel like, and people have always said, like, if you want to get super accurate, I guess if you had like a big commercial grow or something, yeah, you could definitely do that. But I also feel like this: if you're growing in a space that doesn't really change a lot, and you get a quote unquote cheaper meter, and you get good readings from it, it's going to give you a baseline. So, for example, say that meter you have reads 890, or whenever another reader would, or maybe a expensive one would read closer to 1,000. Now, you might be a little hot, but I don't think it's going to be enough to totally fry your plants. Maybe that wasn't the best example, but you know what I'm saying. If it's within like 100 or something, and now you have a baseline. So even though you're not on, you'll know when you're lowering it by 100 or 2 or a set amount. You know, does that make sense? Even though it might not be totally accurate. And once you start getting a feel and you see your plants grow, you really won't even need it very much. You'll understand your lights, how far away, how they burn, shit like that. And So I hate to I don't want to be the dude that shits on people for trying to get a cheaper one, but I also think it's important to realize that we have to be careful when we watch a video of a person who's trying to sell us something, a meter or anything, and they're comparing it to a better one and it does just as good.
Sure.
I think there's a certain, you have to take that with a certain grain of salt because they're the ones profiting from you buying it. So unless that comes from an independent person, and you got to be careful there. Some of the independent light reviewers are now selling the rights to their reviews back to the companies. So in essence, they do a review because they have so many followers. They get paid by the light company, and the light company gets to switch their whole review around. So I'm not wanting to shit on somebody for buying this, but I think it should be known that it may not be quite as accurate, but it'll still give you a metric to work from.
And XYZ, if you're really serious about that, that would be such great information to know. I'm very curious as to what the differences would be side by side for the quantum sensor modulator.
Well, I think
modulator.
The quantum modulator.
Yeah.
Anyways,
500.
Yeah, I'm going to get
anyways,
with the quantum modulator.
I cleaned the filters in my mini split. They were pretty dirty.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, it's all nice and pretty and clean now.
Oh, I saw your mini split there. I just got one, buddy. So
Well,
I'm rocking it.
I'm contemplating is, it can be a sealed room if I'm not running the fan, but anytime I'm running the fan, the way I had it hooked up, I was drawing air in because I've got a filter inlet there. But I'm seriously considering just going totally sealed and trying to save some money on the AC. When I'm in here, the CO2 goes up quite a bit.
That's probably a smart idea with your setup, man. You have all things in play to do it,
And if I want to add CO2, I could, but I've seen the CO2 levels rise just from living soil pretty damn good. And I know how much it rises when I'm in here.
A lot. Absolutely.
Right on.
In cooler weather, it's nice to draw in the cool air to use that instead of the air conditioner. So keep that as an option. So I'm thinking about just covering my inlet filter with saran wrap to seal it.
Right.
And then just circulating the air in here with the carbon filter on it.
So, hey, Texas, when you just start growing again? I mean, you probably just finished trimming up your last harvest.
No, that was actually sometime around early April, but yeah. I got the count.
It's warm down there.
No, I got to get something going because it's going to be, 5 months before I'm done. But honestly, after last year and having that whole month of over 100-degree weather, I wanted to shift it to where I was fall and spring instead of summer and fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in your environment, for sure.
Yeah.
What about winter? Is it too cold where you're at for winter? I mean,
it's
thinking
too cold
about where you're at, it really doesn't.
Fruit. Which are doing fantastic, by the way. I've been getting a bunch of blooms and had a bunch of successful pollinations lately.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it that was trying to grow dragon fruit? It was Seed Person, wasn't it?
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was.
I wanted to till I tried one.
Ha!
He was going that took a lot.
Maybe I don't want to.
Hey,
Oh,
we gotta. I want to make sure we get to Thunder Dan real quick, and I want to say thanks to Texas for showing us that what you got going, man. And it's great to see you. And
it's great to be on here again. I got a few other changes I'm going to make. I'll just spit them out real quick. I'm still definitely going to go with Blue Mat, but I'm going to get a what is it called? It's an RV water pump, but it's that
Diaphragm pump.
That and an accumulator, an adjustable pressure reducer for my reservoir instead of going with gravity feed.
You'll be much better off doing it that way.
Oh, I know, constant pressure all the time, whatever I want it to be. I can dial all of them down once they're set simultaneously. It's going to be fun. It'll be a learning curve, but I like learning curves. I like
It
changing.
sounds like you got some exciting plans for your grow, and I'm so curious of how they're all going to work out. And I hope that you come back with and show us your plants. And
Yeah.
you already have a great understanding of like where you did great your last grow. Your lights were hung at a great height. So I'm curious to see what your meter readings will be at the height and what the differences are going to be in the two sensors. So we appreciate you coming on, buddy.
I tell you what, there's no better compliment than people telling you your weed tastes good or the best they've ever smoked.
Hell yeah, indeed.
Just getting all red-eyed.
Yeah.
They see me coming now, though.
Oh yeah, and it brings a certain pride that goes with that, man. You're hooking your friends up with medicine or just good smoke just so they can get high. I agree. That's wonderful.
Yeah. My other promise is to do better with germination. Just don't water them bitches all the time, and don't get them all wet. Get excited and try too hard.
That's it. Sometimes we do that, man, and it's just, I guess it's the love in us trying to get something going, and sometimes I think we just lose a little focus of basic principle. We were talking about that earlier.
Over loving your plants and forgetting some of the basics.
Yeah. Especially if you're not perpetual, you kind of get out of practice. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, once you find a routine, it gets to be pretty. Once you find a successful routine, man, it's hard to deviate.
Yeah.
But with our last, we might go over a little bit here, but I definitely don't care.
We'd like to see under Dan's tent for sure.
Yeah, man. Take your time, Dan. I want to see what you got going on. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've seen inside the Thunderdome.
Well, that's what Penny Peddler said. So I was like, well, let me just show you. I'm going to actually cut these down later on. I was in here earlier just knocking all the leaves off of them.
Oh, nice. You're getting them ready.
I like that. I like when we do that is to get most of that off while they're still standing like that. I like your idea.
Yeah. So you just hit the nugs. I don't know.
Looks good.
I'm trying to.
Oh, man. It looks heavy in there.
It does.
Yeah, I'm still on it.
Dense.
Yeah. I have to get that way. I got to do the other half.
Yeah, I see that. So what kind
That's a lot of work.
How many strains you running in there?
So this is the Northern Lights times the Black Widows. This is one of the ones I made. And then some of the shorties over there in the back are the Banana Daddy times the Black Widow. This is sour pine sap that I got from Kingfisher, but it's, somebody else made that shit. There's Fluff's Bambalam. It's all bitch.
Bambalam.
Nice. We saw it earlier in Arkansas.
Old Bam is
ripping.
Yeah, sitting up there. It's one beside it with the yellow leaves is Banana Zowie. That's Maui Wowie. Well, Banana Skittles times the Maui Wowie from Fire Genetics. So I'm excited about that one. But Storm Shadow in the back. This is Sweet Island Skunk I got from Holy. Two of these are Caribou's fucking Golden Goat times Dalton's Pond.
Right on.
So I don't know. I think there's like 15 in
That's
there
a great
altogether.
mix, man.
It is.
I have a lot of those, and I'm curious to see what you think of them.
I really enjoyed the crosses. As far as I feel like they're just a different kind of buzz. They're not real sedative. They're more, like weed of old, where you got high and you do some shit. And I don't know about these. I haven't smoked these, but just the White Widow times the Black Widow. And I feel like that one's more of a, I don't know, old school buzz, I guess.
That Sweet Island skunk from Hooley
Yeah,
looks
man.
great, said Tao. It does. It looks really good, man.
Oh, she's got a fucking, it's a grenade.
Yeah.
Sure is. I'm salivating over here.
I know.
And her
That's a lot of
her
charge.
lowers did well. And I ran her in a 2-gallon. A
Hey,
2-gallon
right
pot.
Oh my God, he grabbed the bud. Take
It's
it
hard
easy,
not to
Tao.
grab them.
A gentle squeeze, remember?
When the girls got them hanging out, it's hard not to grab them.
Just
That's
a tip.
right.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
You guys.
Somebody's got to be a voice of reason around here.
I mean, they did.
Looking good, Dan. Looking good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And there's another
What's
storm
the
shadow.
fun in not getting in there and giving it a good old squeeze? Get
Yeah.
those smells on your finger. I like doing that sometimes. I'm bad.
I think that's cool too. J5 mentions that you got all the homies gears rocking, and you're growing something from a lot of our friends, and that's cool, man. I
Love
it. Can't wait to do the same thing, just to see what's all in there, you know.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Well, you know, really all you're doing when you buy seeds is you're trying to be like, you think this person picked 2 good plants, made seeds, and you would like them. You know, so the community is some good picking rascals, man.
Yeah. Who better to pick them than the people that are like-minded individuals, right?
Amen.
Exactly. I mean, you know what a good plan is. You put those 2 together, man. If it don't work out, man, birdseed. But if it does,
Gold. You know, I seen this
Might
reminds
have
me real
some.
quick. I saw on Caribou. Shout out to the Caribou Heart. I saw G-Bay had Agnes Beckett and Fluff and some other people over, and they were saying that Agnes Beckett, which I know our buddy
Ice and I grows his gear.
Grows their gear, and I guess they brought some really good buds. But they said also Mr. Magpie, who is a long time, you know, we see them
Community
around.
member.
Community member. We see him in all kind of chats. But Mr. Magpie, they said, brought something that was like amazing. They were talking like some of the best shit they'd ever smoked, and I'm thinking, who's got the magpie seeds? Because when you
seriously,
when you
that's
have 4 or 5
really
guys together like that grow a lot of buds and have been around for a while, and they're telling me that's something that really intrigues me. You know? So shout out to Mr. Magpie for good review from people that matter. You know.
Plus, like, we have big respect for all of y'all's opinions too. So
and the work that they put into consuming a tent with electricity and all that shit to make the seeds is not something that everybody's willing to go into that endeavor. We got some Thunder Dan seeds here. Wait to get them, dude. Don't worry. They got a spot. Thunder Dan seeds.
Take your time, man.
They got a
Take your
spot.
time, man. You ain't got to fucking it ain't got to be crazy. You do it whenever you want to. But I mean, I'm just running them. Yeah, they're all films.
That's why they're going to get a spot early on. I need guaranteed right away, no tests. Just got to pop the seed and go. You know.
I'm fixing to do it again too, Smart. I'm gonna do it again.
Ooh, there's the works.
Nice.
$44. You too can turn good girls into bad girls. Ooh.
I am spraying mine as we speak. Actually.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tell me Art didn't convert to the dark side quickly. Anyway.
He sure did.
Hey,
What are you talking about? I created it. You will join me.
I was like, fuck that. I've been here, bro. What you talking about? No, it's awesome. It's awesome. And it's even better when you can share, right?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
If you can't share buds like they do in Canada, you know, they can just send. They even have envelopes for sending cannabis, I guess, and I think that's awesome. But if you can't do that, at least you can send someone seeds and let them kind of grow their own, and see how it does. And
what's that old saying about fishing? Teaching you how to fish, and you feed a man for a lifetime, give him a fish, you fed him for a day. So technically, if I give you a seed and you keep a cut, you could keep that. You could fucking be, what's his name? The old dude that's like, I've been smoking this since 62, but you could be that guy,
That's a hell of a way to look at it. Yeah. When you give someone a seed, you literally could give them a lifetime supply of cannabis if they did it right and did it a certain way into clones.
And they liked it.
That's freaking awesome.
What if you gave somebody their medicine?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
It should be the approach.
That is the goal. Absolutely.
I shared the link for that light meter in the chat.
Yes, you did. I put it up on the screen. We can get it. I thought I seen it. Yes. We appreciate that, man. People can go check it out, and XYZ can jump on that.
I look forward to the day that we have the freedom to grow our own medicine and share it.
Sir Huntelaw is asking a question. Are those fem seeds when you spray? You want to explain?
Give them the breakdown.
I can. So the spray that I bought from Mendocino 2020, you go to their website, you click the STS spray fucking thing, and then it takes you to an Etsy store where you buy it from Etsy. I know everybody's bought some shit off Etsy before, but anyway, they give you a part A, part B. You mix each part with water, distilled water, you put it in this little bottle, and then you take a female. And I sprayed the node sites. I didn't spray like the whole plant. It wasn't dripping ass wet. That's one of them old school spritzers. You just cha 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 cha, So I just spritzed the node sites, so each where the bud's coming from, and then about 30 days, 40 days later, it was making. I started a week before I put them in flower. Then I sprayed them through till I got, probably third, fourth week, it started putting bud and pollen sacs out. Now, these are pollen sacs that are forming on the actual bud, so they don't come way the fuck out. They don't hang out like boys do. They just kind of cluster up. So, then they open and they got pollen. It just looks like you're just fucking making herms, and then... But once I started seeing the pollen sacs, I quit spraying them. So I would drag that motherfucker out of the room every day, spray it, and slide it back into the room after it dried because I didn't want to get any STS spray on the females that I was, trying to pollinate. My advice would be, if you're going to try it, is to go ahead and spray your female 1 week before you flip her ass, spray her for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, till you see pollen sacs. Once you see pollen sacs, quit spraying her, then flip your females you would like to donate pollen to, because like I said, the donor plant builds both pistils and pollen sacs, so you got a plant doing fucking both things, and so it takes it a while before you start getting clusters of pollen and being able to get a lot of pollen.
You get any seeds on that plant?
Fuck yeah, she was screwing herself hardcore. That's what.
Thanks, Dan, for that image.
Once you sprayed that plant, you can't smoke it.
No.
Oh, no. And I actually just ripped mine out. It was a Black Widow, of course, but I had already took a cut and had a donor Black Widow. That's where the S1s came from. I just, felt like when it came time to remove that motherfucker, I just sacked her ass and then took her out, try to not fuck up anything else, But that's where my outside plants, my volunteers came from that plant. From her fucking herself.
Thank you.
Yep. Good times. But, she gave me tons of seed, so it was worth every penny,
Nice. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm feminizing Flow OG, so that's my
And
goal.
that was a great walkthrough, Dan, of exactly
Yeah.
how you do it and the precautionary tales. Don't get the overspray, all that. That's a good walkthrough.
Yeah, you got to be, and you should wear proper protective gear for your eyes and your hands and any of your skin that's going to come in contact. It is a silver thiosulfate. Who knows what the fuck that really is in life and what it'll do to you? I don't know. But you should just approach it with caution, but know that besides Fluff trying to do a bonsai. He did a bonsai with one of them, and it fucking harmed on him. But all the rest of them that have been run as regular plants by all the homies, I haven't seen any fucking harms come out. So just don't fucking bonsai
Bonsai's a
them.
lot of stress.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
bonsai's
the
crazy.
seeded taproot plant. Please don't bonsai it. I think you'll be fine. Bonsai clone, I don't know. Anyway. But other than that, they've done well. I've been really happy with them. I mean, fuck, $44, that's less than any fucking seed pack for films I've ever bought. So, huh, you know. And I just did what every normal cannabis enthusiast would do is I picked all the winners, put them all in a fucking room, and then just let it happen. I did pick up the reverse plant and night the plants a few times, just trying to shake it out on top of them type thing. But yeah, man, um, it works. And you get them plants back, which is, I feel like a little better because if you're running them in a room, fuck having males. You got to cut the males out, and then you just got big ass holes in your canopy. Thanks.
You're
Appreciate
gonna
you
have
guys.
you're gonna have the feminized seeds.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah. I
goal.
think it's I just like it better inside. If you're trying to do outside and you don't give a fuck about numbers, then yeah, man, you can run all kinds of regs and shit, man. Cut all the regs out. Or what I like to do is I'll run 12, 15 regular seeds, and then I'll also toss in fucking 9 films because I know guaranteed, you know. So
bit more uniformed as well.
yeah, I popped 14 beans and got 4 fucking males last time. I mean females, 4 females.
Ouch.
All the rest of them were males. They died along the way as soon as I
Ouch.
found them.
Of course.
You know. But that's how you get variety. I don't think you can get mass variety out of fem beans unless you just have a lot of fem beans. I don't think fem beans give you, 100 different types of phenotypes. I think it's more like 8 or 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say that's fair. From my experience, I would say you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point too. We did go over a little bit, and we can go over a couple more minutes. I got to make sure I get to Sherwin-Williams before they close. I got to grab a bunch of paint for the work week. I got to get some grub in my belly, but I want to give everybody a chance. If anybody has anything else they want to go over, we still got a few minutes.
No, good, man.
It's all good.
Good.
Great show.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful show. We very rarely go over, but I was having a lot of fun. And
we're sorry for missing Wednesday, and that kind of made us like want to hang out with you even more. We really missed hanging out with all of you.
This is a routine for us, and when we don't do it, it seems like the whole next couple of days is off until we have another show. I know that might sound weird, but it's just like a routine. So we want to say thanks from the bottom of our hearts to our friends for inviting us into their homes and their gardens, onto their property, showing us shit that they might not normally show other people, and that means a lot to us. We appreciate people bringing advice, for accepting advice, because we don't give advice lightly. And we said earlier, if somebody gives you advice here, they would feel absolutely horrible if something happened to your plants. So you can take it to the bank that's how they do it, and they see good results. I love that our community's tight like that, but we always want to make sure there's room for the new growers with the simple questions and try not to alienate them and shit, So I love the mix of new growers, guys that's been doing it 20 years, people that's grown in 5 different medias and shit like that. So collaboration over competition. And as always, we like to smile on our brothers, right? So
the love, it's the most important part.
We'll go around the horn. Everybody can say their goodbyes. Take your time. Let everybody know where they can find you and give any last thoughts you might want to extend. We'll start with Thunder Dan, right up the line.
You can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs.
Yeah.
I'm around. I don't know. You can always find me. I'm always bullshitting. But yeah, man, growers love y'all.
Thanks. Thunder Dan's definitely a pillar of the community, man. Everybody knows who you are. You have a good attitude everywhere you go, and that stands for everybody on the panel today.
Love is awesome.
Yeah, man, showing
the
shit,
community,
sending seeds and stuff. That's wonderful.
I hope I filled Penny Peddler's request.
I believe
you did amazing. Hell yeah.
That you did.
You did. You did.
All right.
Up next in the line would be Texas Weed Hopper.
Hey everybody, you can find me on Instagram at TXWeedHopper. And man, just keep it fun, keep on learning. Don't be afraid to do something different. Don't, go your own way, but just keep learning. It's always fun.
Right on. That's great advice.
Yes, it is.
It's always fun learning, watching different things, and that's what this is all about, man.
Variety in all fashions.
Up next would be our buddy, Mr. Automation himself, XYZ.
Yeah, I've been out playing in the sun, and I don't like the sun anymore. So, thanks for having us, Smot. Thanks to the panel for showing up, and thanks for chat for listening to us talk about our favorite hobby, man.
Hell yeah, never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
And next up, Ice and I. You want to go, buddy?
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. You're going to find me attached to the plane somewhere at some point in time, or at every point I'll be attached to it. So, yeah, if you're looking for me, I'm sure you will find me because we normally find what we're looking for. And I hope everyone gets what they are actually looking for. So, have a blessed week ahead.
Awesome, Ice and I. Thank you so much, buddy, coming on, always sharing some awesome plants with us and awesome advice. Next up, OK Jace with his beautiful plants. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again, guys. Cheers, Smart Crispy. Thanks for hosting again. You guys can find me on Instagram, OKJace20. Thanks to everybody on the panel for coming on. It's always nice seeing everybody else's grow, different styles, and all the strains going on. And we'll see you next time. Cheers to chat.
Thanks, Jace. Yeah, we want to say thanks to the people that might have stopped in and had to go. J5 comes to mind. That's a lot of work he puts in and shares it. And so we don't want to forget anybody that comes on and has to leave real quick. And we always go in the order of how they're lined up on the screen here. So last but not least is our buddy Artman.
Artman, 2 N's, 420 _ at Instagram. You can find me over there. You can find me at Cocoa for Cannabis. You can find me at Percy's Grow Room or Caribou Heart TV. Thanks for the tour, everybody. It's a great show, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. You can catch us next time, Wednesday and next Sunday. And thank you all for stopping by and bringing those loving vibes. They keep me going all week long. And you can find me here with Smart Poker. Grower love, everyone.
Grower love.
All right.